Hello and welcome. This is a very special edition on ET Now. In the next few hours, we will be, in fact, minutes from now, the ETG Times Now exit polls will be released. Polling for the 7th and the last phase of polls has ended, and BJP hopes to increase its majority, while Congress is hoping for a revival for its fortune. The verdict has been sealed, and we are here to understand and analyze how the picture is emerging for the final outcome on June 4. We have two special guests who are also joining us now. Hitesh Jain is a senior advocate and BJP leader, and Kapil Madan, who is the advocate and political analyst, are joining us to help us understand. Moments from now, exit polls will be out. Kapil and Hitesh, good evening, and thank you very much joining us on ET Now to analyze the exit poll results and, of course, share your perspective. Hitesh, let me start with you. This time round, a pretty hectic fight, very intense, especially in the last few phases. What's your own assessment? How do you think BJP, NDA and also the opposition would have fared, in your view, while the numbers start to trickle in?
Well, of course, all the elections are contested and there is always a fight. But having said that, one thing was very clear. This election was about Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And the only question which people were discussing or people were asking is it going to be ab ki baar 400 par? Second, as far as the opposition was concerned, the opposition never wanted to win the election. They only wanted to win the race where they only wanted to reduce the tally of BJP. There was no dominant narratives. They were coming with all sorts of excuses. So as far as opposition is concerned, from day one, they realized they are not in the contest. And the only contest they were interested was to reduce the tally of BJP. So as far as the results were concerned, as to who will get the majority, I think the answer was from the day one, there was no surprise to this question. The only question was as to whether the NDA is going to cross 400 seats.
That's so true. That's so true. Kapil, I must say that, all the political parties, thanks for joining, always fight to win. But one has to give it to the opposition, especially Congress this time around. The way the intensity of the fight was very strong on the field, right? You tell us, what is your own assessment? How much results would that fight have, what yielded? Numbers actually start yet to come in.
So I beg to differ from Mr. Jain when he said that, BJP was in a dominant position. If you really look at the BJP's whole political campaign for this 2024 election, what we saw here in Maharashtra, they went and joined hand with Ajit Pawar's NCP, whom the BJP called as nationalist corrupt party. We've seen similar things happening. Praful Patel, Suvendu Adhikari, and many leaders, and in fact Jayant Chaudhary in UP joining the NDA fold, Nitish joining the NDA fold. So that shows one thing, that the BJP was nervous, and that was a signal, because otherwise, if you were confident of winning election, why would you have your staunch critique and people from the opposition to come on your own fold? That's the message number one, sign number one. And the sign number two, which shows the BJP was really very nervous. If you look at the speeches made by the Honorable Prime Minister, he's talked about Mangal Sutra, he's talked about mutton, he's talked about bhais, he's talked about many other things which were only a scaremongering. I mean, if you are really confident about the work that you've done, if you're really confident that the message of the work that you've done in the past 10 years will go to the voters, then you will be purely seeking vote on those counts, rather than, making these kind of statements, which, to my understanding, again shows that the BJP, was extremely nervous. And if you look at it, from the opposition's point of view, I mean, when, the Madhya Pradesh election was fought, it was called that it's it would be a 2024 would be a one-way fight. But I think the opposition has fought really well. India Alliance came together. I think, the energies and they synergized well. And the campaign was very clear. They talked about the inequality of income. They talked about the caste discrimination prevalent in the country. They talk about
Kapil, permit me to come in over here. The data has started to come in. Kapil, I'll just come back and let you finish your point and also add more to it. But Hitesh, Kerala data is out. Clearly, Kerala is showing total of course 20 seats, but NDA having 0 to 2, India Alliance 15 to 17. Obviously, India Alliance was expected to do strong here. It's their stronghold, but BJP 0 to 2. What is your reaction on it?
Well, I think although the data is showing that we can win up to 2 seats, but we are confident that at least there are 4 seats we can win in Kerala. The party had put up a good fight. And if you will look at the actual vote share on the 4th of June, you will see a better result than the exit poll. You may see BJP winning close to 4 seats, which will be historic. In the past, we have not been able to win any seat in Kerala. But for the first time, I mean, the exit poll is showing a direction for the 2 seats. But I think at least 3 to 4 seats are concerned. We will be in a very strong position, and our vote share will also get better when the actual numbers will come on 4th June.
I want you to react on this. This is the strongest area for Congress and of course the India Alliance, and it's already showing that BJP may come up to 2 seats. Hitesh is confident of number of 4. But clearly, it appears that India Alliance has given out some ground here.
So that's what I was trying to mention here, that if you look at the campaign of the opposition, they fought on an issue of unemployment. They fought on the issues of prevalent inequalities of income. They fought on, on issues like crony capitalism. They've fought on issues like price rise in the system. They fought on the issues on Agniveer, how the Agniveer is not good for people who are actually enrolling. So I think these are only signs which are starting to show. But as and when you will get more updates, and I'm absolutely clear that the BJP's nervousness will now be reflected in more exit polls coming from different states.
Hitesh, but still, I mean, Kerala total is 50. In 2019, INC had 15. And if BJP is opening its account there up to 2, or maybe with a positive bias as far as you believe, it will be a very big, incremental. And this is the toughest state for BJP to actually work in, isn't it?
Well, yes, because as you are aware, Jairam Ramesh said, Dakshin mein saaf aur Uttar mein half. So the first thing where the Congress is getting jolted is in its stronghold, Kerala. And if this is the direction of the exit poll, then I'm afraid whether Congress will be able to retain its tally of previous tally of 52 also. Well, and also to my learned friend, time for rhetoric is over, campaign is over, ballots are, all the votes are counted. Now it's a question of understanding the results. So 4 तारीख को तो दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. As far as whether what issues have been connected, now the data is coming, the numbers are coming. And the first trend, we can see that the claim of Congress party कि दक्षिण में साफ वो तो होते दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, but what we can see is दक्षिण में कांग्रेस की जो tally है, that is getting reduced. So it started with Kerala, and I'm sure when we will come to Kerala, when you will come to Tamil Nadu, when you are going to come to Telangana, when you are going to come to Karnataka, when you are going to come to Andhra Pradesh, you will see how hollow the claim of Jairam Ramesh was. And it was pure rhetoric. He was playing to the gallery just to, make sure that to address the moral of his party workers. But the reality, even he was aware, and everyone who was on the ground was aware about the ground reality.
I agree with you, Hitesh. At least this round appears to be swinging your way. Dakshin mein saaf is not happening. You've opened an account in the toughest area, and we will see the numbers of Tamil Nadu and Telangana and Orissa as well gradually. But in the meantime, some latest commentary coming in from Tejasvi about how the Bihar, numbers could actually be, and also Mr. Akhilesh Yadav's commentary coming from UP. Let's get a slice of those chat, and then we'll take the discussion forward. More numbers are coming in.
295 प्लस हम लोगों का आएगा और इंडिया जीत रहा है, देश की जनता जीत रही है.
295 प्रधानमंत्री का चेहरा कौन रहने वाला है
ये तो बाद में हम लोग तय करेंगे, लेकिन हम लोग एकदम जो जनता का जो पोल है, जनता का जो सर्वे है, वो महागठबंधन इंडिया गठबंधन के पक्ष में है और 295
एग्जिट पोल भी आने वाले 400 पार का नारा लगा रहा है भाजपा ने 400 पार का नारा.
उनका फिल्म फर्स्ट फेज में फ्लॉप हो गया 400 का.
कहना क्या है कि इंडिया गठबंधन की सरकार बनने जा रही है। आप खुद सोचिए, वो जो समुद्र की तरफ चेहरा करके बैठे हैं, सच्चाई तो ये है कि उन्होंने पीठ कर ली है जनता की तरफ। इस बार जनता भी उनके खिलाफ खड़ी हो गई है।
Okay, so Kapil, what are your thoughts on how the north could be? We have seen early data coming in from the south, but since you were listening to the commentary from the north leaders, what are your thoughts how north would have been? UP, let's start with UP, Kapil.
I think if you look at the Vidhan Sabha elections, also BJP was down 50%, and Samajwadi Party's vote share also, and in terms of seats also, they performed better compared to the previous Vidhan Sabha elections. And this time India Alliance being together, this was being fought by all the parties in the opposition together. So I feel the BJP will again suffer huge losses there. And once your data would be out, I think Mr. Jain will have some cause to worry once the data is out. However, Mr. Jain is still cheering 0 to 2 as as a great performance. But I congratulate Mr. Jain for securing 0 to 2 seats in Kerala. If this is a cause of happiness, I wish him more such happiness in all other states.
Hitesh, UP, since the commentary is coming about UP, and UP is where the BJP's performance has been, historically the strongest. Last time around 62 seats, 2014 was above 70. This time, can we improve that number in your view?
I think so, because our analysis and our commentary is not like Akhilesh Yadav, who makes earlier, like in 2022, he said that we are winning 400 seats in the assembly. We saw the results. We saw in 2017, he was again claiming 350 seats. We saw the results. We saw what was the claim that was made in 2019, that they are winning all the 80 seats. We saw the result. And today also, they are making these tall claims. And when a person is boasting like this, he's aware that his party is not going to win 3-4 seats. So we will let them have allow them to make such comments. But on the 4th of June, we are going to have a last laugh, and the numbers will speak for itself.
J&K data has also started to come in. It will come up on your screen. Clearly, this time around, the turnout in J&K polls, that itself was a large number. India Alliance 1-2, NDA 1-2, others 1-2. Equal kind of footing and 6 seats, but the turnout was good. NDA 1-2. Hitesh, would you read it as a positive? Or not happy with the turnout versus exit poll number? Could have done better.
Well, let us see. We will do much better than this. As I mentioned to you, the turnout has been good, and the seats will also be good. So we are very confident about our number. Trust me, as all the numbers will come in, people will be confident that we are crossing 400. We are confident about the numbers. I'm also looking at numbers of the other polls in other states, which are very encouraging, like states like Karnataka and all. People are, as it is, projecting 24 to 25 seats to BJP. I'm sure your number will also project the same thing. So if the claim of Congress was कि उत्तर में half और दक्षिण में साफ, वो तो दिखाई देता नहीं. What is happening is, in the south of India, BJP is going to emerge as the largest party, and there is not going to be a close second to the BJP. So if that is the case from south, which was the stronghold of India, if we are doing very well, then imagine when it will come to the west and the north and the east. The numbers are going to be phenomenal. This is just the beginning.
Kapil, what do you have to say about the data which has come in on J&K? We'll quickly put up other states as well, but BJP winning 2 seats, and others will actually get. It appears that the numbers are equally divided.
So, I will again, I'm a little amused at Mr. Jain's, happiness looking at the numbers coming from the, south, wherein the BJP is shown as 0-2, but he is still hopeful, and he's saying he's confident that, the BJP will emerge as the largest, party in the south. It's just like, it reminds me of, the few jumlas on which the BJP fought. The din which they claimed as Bure Din were, the din which they bought were actually worse than those. So I would just say here only this much. and I would wish more happiness to Mr. Jain. And I think if the numbers like this brings cheer to Mr. Jain, I would say that more states are coming, and Mr. Jain will get more opportunities to cheer for the BJP.
Jharkhand has also come in. Last time, out of the total 14 seats, BJP had 11 there. Hitesh, what are your thoughts on how the performance could be in Jharkhand?
I think we should win close to 12 to 13 seats out of 14 seats in Jharkhand. We did very well in 2019 also. We have done very well in 2014. And we are going to repeat our performance in 2024 also.
We had one seat in 2019 as far as Jharkhand goes. Kapil, Jharkhand is a weak spot.
Hard numbers. Exit poll can always show a direction, and on 4th we will get the actual picture. But I think as the numbers are getting crystal clear, I think one thing is very clear, that the direction is towards Ab Ki Baar 400 Par.
Well, it was a very tall ask, honestly, but let's see how the early numbers. But Jharkhand, what about Jharkhand? Do you think BJP would manage this kind of a show, and Congress? What about Congress? Kapil, what are your thoughts on Jharkhand numbers?
Well, I think, overall, what we saw, a few chief ministers were being arrested during the course of the campaign. We saw Hemant Soren being arrested. We saw Mr. Kejriwal being arrested. And I think there is a large scale anger amongst the public. And, the public will be mindful while, voting. And I think, BJP is going to suffer badly there. I don't agree that, Jharkhand would be the numbers which, your survey shows. I certainly don't think so.
No, but Hitesh, for that matter, one has to also agree that a lot of states with rural belt, rural stress was clearly visible, at least the numbers which we speak with corporates who are catering to the rural side. And this was a key issue. Do you think this would have been a bit of a challenge?
Rural stress is always going to be there. There will be challenges, but at the end of the day, the public also decides in whom it can impose their faith as to who can take them out of the rural stress and who can afford them better opportunities. I think the people saw the politics of performance of the Bharatiya Janata Party and its track records. And that's the reason, even if, although there will be, of course, there will be certain issues. It's not that we are, even in a developed country, there will be issues. But the issue is as to who is best placed and who is best situated to solve the problems. And that's where the people of this country, and even in the rural side, if you will notice, and when all the numbers will come, they have faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi to come with the solution. Now, as far as Kapil also made one point about the chief ministers and all, I think I'm happy to come and debate with him at the same time on 4th June. Because Mr. Kejriwal made a referendum in Delhi कि आप मुझे अगर वोट देंगे तो मुझे जेल में जाना नहीं पड़ेगा, and he made him going to the jail as the key issue in the Delhi election. Now, and your survey will also show later on, and we are very confident that Mr. Kejriwal is not going to win a single seat in Delhi. So, is Mr. Kejriwal then going to accept that people of Delhi has accepted that there is a problem with Mr. Kejriwal? His corrupt functioning of the government has not been accepted. His nautanki, his dramatics and theatrics are not resonating with the people. So I think I'm giving an open challenge to Kapil to come at the same time on the 4th and debate with me, and then accept if the numbers for the Jharkhand remains from 12 to 13, and in Delhi, if both Congress and AAP has not been able to open the account, I'm saying they will not even open the account. Well, I think that will clearly show that people are, that the appeal of Kejriwal has fallen flat, and people have accepted that he's a corrupt chief minister who deserves to be thrown in the jail.
That's a very interesting dare, Hitesh, Kapil. I'm sure I will invite both of you. Okay, 10 seconds, Kapil. I need to take a small break, but please go ahead and make your point.
Yes. So, I will just remind Mr. Jain here, when Mr. Modi won 2019, thereafter Delhi election happened and we all saw what was the result. Same thing happened in 2014. Again, Mr. Modi won in the national election, but 2015, what happened in Delhi, we all know. BJP is not in power in Delhi for more than 20 years, and there is a reason behind it. because people of Delhi have rejected BJP. People of Delhi knows the Jumla politics, the exaggerations, and therefore that's the reason why the BJP has not
He has accepted that
won
they are not
any
going to win a
election
single
here.
seat in Delhi.
That's Kapil, Hitesh, we'll take a 30-second break, come back and take this conversation. Very interesting conversation, and the numbers, of course, are flowing in. Right, Hitesh and Kapil both are in conversation around the exit polls which are coming in. A lot of seats have come in. Hitesh, let me come to you before some more meaningful numbers come in. I want to understand what, to your mind, would have worked best for BJP, because you represent them, you understand the style of canvassing as well as what do you think would have worked, and what perhaps could have been communicated better?
I think the people of India had confidence in Prime Minister Modi's leadership. Second, the only dominant narrative in this election was Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Third, as far as the opposition party was concerned, they had outsourced their campaign to some YouTube journalists, and they were expecting that those YouTube journalists who were peddling fake narratives are concerned, they will bat for the opposition and they will be able to convince the people of India on behalf of the opposition. Well, I mean, you have to fight your own battles, and political battles cannot be outsourced. So as far as the opposition is concerned, as I mentioned, from day one, they started with the EVM, fake EVM narratives, then VVPAT, then basically, even when the Prime Minister went for the meditation, they had the issues and all. When you are in the contest and you raise such frivolous issues, that shows your defeatist mindset. You do not have anything to talk on the merits. The fact that they boycotted the journalists, they were fighting with the journalist on the ground who was trying to show them a mirror or trying to show them the reality. So I think in all fairness, as I mentioned to you earlier, the opposition never wanted to win the election, and the only objective of the opposition was to reduce the tally of the BJP. And when you enter into a poll arena with such kind of a mindset, I don't think you are going to expect any different result. The fact is, I think the only thing what we will be curious to know, whether Congress will stay, at the same numbers, or whether it will be reduced to its tally beyond the 2014, which was its lowest tally. So I think that we will be curiously waiting to see at the end of all the numbers as to where the Congress is standing.
Good news coming in for Congress from Haryana. Clearly, last time round, out of the 10 seats, BJP won all 10 of them. But this time, it appears, the data shows that Congress is winning 3 seats. So they've given up, they've kind of eaten into the share out there. Kapil, what do you think? Haryana, 3 seats from Congress this time versus 0 last time?
So, let me again give you the reasons why I say that, this number will go up. This is certainly not the number. If you go in any village in Haryana, there is a wide anger, against BJP, the way they have dealt with the farmers during the first agitation, during the second agitation, the issue of unemployment. Haryana remains one of the states with the highest unemployment rate, and I'm very, very clear. And perhaps that was also the reason why Mr. Khattar was also changed as a chief minister, and they had to bring the new chief minister perhaps to counter the anti-incumbency factor. So I feel that this number will certainly go up. And I have these plausible reasons why I say so.
In fact, Hitesh, what do you think? 3 seats, loss of 3 seats in Haryana, this agitations, etc., would have played on the mind of the voters?
If I have to hear Kapil, then Kapil will feel that India is winning all 543 seats. But as I mentioned to you, time for posturing and rhetorics is over. Although your data is giving 7 seats, I think we will win 9 seats in Haryana out of 10 seats. And I won't be surprised if we'll win all the 10 seats also. The reason is that we have a very good vote share around last time. The performance of the government was there. Yes, there were certain issues that were created by the opposition, but I think the citizens saw through it. And at the end of the day, the people in Haryana were aware that they are electing the national government and they are electing the Prime Minister of the country and they are not electing any regional party. As far as the opposition is concerned, look at the contradiction. Like at one end in Punjab, you are fighting that AAP is calling all sorts of name to Congress. Congress is calling all sorts of name, and Haryana and Chandigarh, they say we are all together and all. So I think citizens of India are not blindfolded. They can see through the what has been going on. The opportunism was very well witnessed. And I think 7 is a direction. But when the final tally will come, I won't be surprised if we will win all the 10 seats in Haryana.
Kapil, I'll let you have the closing comment. Hitesh almost summed it up in his views. But Kapil, what do you think the question I raised at the start of the show, the intensity of Congress clearly was very strong, gave a very good fight this time. Do you think this will, what kind of numbers, final number do you think it will result in your view? Individual and the alliance.
I don't have a habit of speculating, but let me just draw your viewers' attention to what Mr. Jain has said. I think Mr. Jain has exposed the hypocrisy and this this castle that BJP created in the air about 400. He himself mentioned that they had 10 seats in Haryana, now they will have 9. So BJP's last tally was 303. So if they are losing in all the states, on what premise they are saying that they will hit 400? So they all know the 400 was nothing but the jumla that was presented to the people, in 2014, which is continuing even now.
Thank you very much for your analysis. More numbers are coming in. We'll get you more battery of guests. So the analysis for stock market angle, etc. lined up ahead. More experts will joining in. Hitesh and Kapil, thank you very much for your time this evening. With that, it's a wrap on the show. Action continues on the analysis of exit polls on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere.